with Bonk, which is a clothing brand started by the lovely Charlie, who has a personal training background. So, Charlie, first thing I want to ask actually is why Bonk?
Well, bonking is a term for hitting the wall, basically. It's an athletic term, actually originated from cycling, and us triathletes sort of adopted it. And yeah, it basically means hitting with the wall. It's, technically it's basically when your body runs out of gas and your muscles' glycogen stores are completely empty, and well, essentially you start to feel pretty bad.
So obviously personal trainers a lot of the time want to do promotion and that kind of thing to get people aware of their services. So is that why you started this, or were there other reasons that you wanted to start a clothing brand?
It was completely separate actually. I quit my sort of life and job in the city essentially, and thought it would be, well, I kind of got to a stage in my life where I just decided that life was too short. I was selling advertising at the time, and it was pretty well, it wasn't a lot of fun, let's put it that way. And so I gave it up because I wanted to become a personal trainer, and I'd got into triathlon about 3 or 4 years before that and become really sort of engaged in the lifestyle and the culture of it all.
Okay.
Gave up as a job in sales to become a PT, and then literally within 6 months I came up with the idea to develop Bonk, so I've kind of gone off on a bit of a tangent now.
So is it related to your personal training brand, or is it separate?
It's totally separate, yeah.
Okay, so so obviously you came into it without much knowledge. If you were telling someone, what's the first place you start when you're setting up a clothing brand?
Well, I was, obviously you've got to have the brand and the idea, and you need to get the design work done. I'm not a designer, so we outsource that.
Outsourced it to who, or to what kind of company?
So we've just got a freelance designer actually. He's brilliant. I mean, he does all our work. He designs pretty much everything, from the graphics to the t-shirts, and he's just really good. And so I mean, that's obviously, you need to have a design, and you need to have that, but the other thing is production, which is essential, and that's the tricky bit. I was lucky because one of my brother's mates from uni, he co-owns another brand, which is a skiing brand called Planks. So basically, when I came up with the concept of Bonk, I naturally kind of thought of him. Just to have a discussion, really, just to sort of talk about it and sort of see what his thoughts were, and we ended up going into partnership, and he basically lives in Asia, so I'm quite lucky in the sense that he's actually out there and he has regular contact with all the factories, and he had a kind of tried and tested production setup in Asia, which is the really tough bit, because getting a decent factory and getting reliable products is absolutely essential.
So what about the marketing side of things and getting people to be aware of your brand? How do you go about that?
Well, we're sort of grassroots to the core at the moment, so everything is social media. We kind of have a policy of not spending any money on advertising, because essentially it's a grassroots brand. It's independent. It's self-funded. We've not borrowed any money to do this. It's all done,
When you say you have a policy of not doing any paid advertising, is it a policy or is it a necessity?
Well,
if you had the money there, would you invest in it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm only sort of kidding,
So it's necessity?
At the moment, it's necessity. I mean, to be fair, we probably could start spending some money on marketing, and certainly we will do over time, but the beauty of social media is that, you don't have to spend money when you start out, because if you're clever, and I'm not saying I'm clever, but if you get to grips with social media and what it can do for you, it's such a powerful marketing tool. Like Twitter, and the obvious ones, Twitter and Facebook they're huge, and pretty much, as I say, so far we've not done any advertising or marketing spend, and it's all been done on as I say, Twitter and Facebook.
So for you, it was very much a case of you knew the right people to be able to help you out.
Yeah, I was lucky. I was lucky because I have a friend who already was involved in the production and setup of another brand. So.
And how long have you been going now?
Well, we properly launched in August of last year.
Okay.
But before that, we kind of rolled out a trial range, just to kind of test our supply chain and test the market as well, just to test the concept. So we actually were founded in 2011, and we rolled out our first range in the summer of that year. As I say, though, that was very much kind of under the radar. we went out to local events and local clubs and sort of marketed direct. So it was proper, proper grassroots at the beginning. And then the next year, once we had success, we decided that, we'd like to, develop a much wider range.
So you say once you had success, how's it going so far? Is it starting to succeed now?
Yeah, we're kicking on. It's okay. Yeah, I mean we're doing quite well. I mean it's these things don't happen overnight, and we're very, very, very humble about what we're doing at the moment. We're not pulling up trees or anything, but the business is growing nicely, and I think what's nice is that people seem to like the products. So. We must be doing something right, I reckon.
And are you still personal training?
I'm still personal training, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So do you think at one point you're going to move purely into the marketing side of things? Would you like
I mean, to be honest, probably this will become my full-time job at some point.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd imagine if I'm being, but that was kind of, that's happened by accident. I mean, I'm hoping it will. I'm not saying it definitely will, but it's a lovely kind of situation to know that I've got PT to, not to fall back on, but it's there, and it's a qualification that I'll always have.
Okay. Well,
and
thank you very much, Charlie. Best of luck with Bonk.
No problem. Thank you very much.